How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Caddison here, and we're reacting to RWBY with a W, WBY, because last week's episode, RWBY died, and like I said, obviously we're going to see her. This is not permanent. This is not permanent death. She'll ascend to become something more and all of that. And, yeah, her story not yet concluding whatsoever. But obviously we know she chose to end her own life. Especially after the vicious encounters she had last episode, especially against Neo, because she literally saw the ghosts of her past. Of course, with that mindset of blame being put towards RWBY. RWBY, obviously, we know has been in a difficult place mentally, and with Neo tormenting her, breaking her down further and further, by not just bringing back people who have died in, I guess, RWBY's vicinity. Obviously, there are different kinds of circumstances, like Clover, for example. Obviously, that was during the exchange between Tyrion and Crow. But it's still people that RWBY has come to recognize. And even though Neo is puppeteering these, I guess, ghosts, it still stings hearing their... especially with Penny, for example. And being on the receiving end of Ozpin just, yeah. I'm scared about this episode. I mean, obviously, not just with the ramifications of the last episode, but I am getting more and more worried in regards to Jean. If you've been following the intro and all of that, they're kind of teasers because they're after a certain sequence, they go in order in terms of episodes, shots that kind of resemble what we're going to encounter along the way of Volume 9. And I've been throwing my death flags out for Jean. This, especially since he came back. And yeah, you might have seen it on social media, I'm not sure, but I'll point it out. With the whole flames and all of that, Jean of Arc, all that shit. Yeah. Like I said, the sequence goes in order in terms of episode order as well, every shot. So, obviously, we could be stretching things out and all of that. So, but, I mean, we've got 2 episodes left to go. RWBY has just died. And, obviously, Neo has been possessed by the Curious Cat, who... Yeah, the Curious Cat can go fuck themselves. Yeah. The Curious Cat can go and fuck themselves. So. Especially with, obviously... See, I don't want to say the Curious Cat put the final nail in the coffin in terms of RWBY's torment, because that's just macabre, given the circumstances. But after everything that... I mean, then again, Neo, of course, did contribute by squashing Little, who I didn't recognise fell through the thing alongside RWBY. So there is a chance. There is a chance. Just one life. Because obviously RWBY did also reflect about the situation of anyone who, associates themselves with RWBY. They end up dead. And obviously what happened 10 minutes later. So... Although, just replace that with a foot. But there is hope. I'm just asking for one life. One life. Okay? But we'll see. But I do have, obviously with the fact that we're going to be seeing RWBY again in some capacity, I don't know if they're gonna leave this episode RWBY free or whatever, to kind of digest what just happened. I don't know, because of the fact that we've got 2 episodes left to go, and, you know, they're 20 minutes apiece, if anything. So, this is 15 minutes, so I feel like RWBY's still going to get involved in this episode, and yeah, there's going to be some kind of pivotal moment in terms of if she truly wants to live or not. But also there's got to be certain answers and all of that, especially because there's been a lot of talk in regards to the Curious Cat's connection with Alex now that the cat is out the bag. There's a lot in these 2 episodes, and I'm really excited. So I've rambled on enough, but it's the dread. It is the dread when it comes to this episode, given the events of the last episode, because whilst I think it was one of the best episodes of RWBY's entirety, should I say, I think the main consensus was it was also one of the darkest as well, which I think, given the events of the last episode, not just in terms of how it inflicted RWBY, but also Neo, Little, there was a lot of dark moments in that last episode. So, with that said, let's get into this episode of RWBY. It is episode 9 of Volume 9. Let's go! Oh, heck. You know what, actually, I don't know. Yeah, all my settings are good. Let's do this. Let's embrace pain. Oi. There's your main team. Which, you know, after watching the last episode, that kind of hits, right? Especially that shot of RWBY just now. Wow. So yeah, this is like episode 2. That's episode 3. This is what I was talking about in regards to episode 4. You can see where I'm getting at. 5, Jean's return. Episode 6, obviously. With yeah. And this is what I'm talking about here. This is why I'm fucking bricking it with Jean. And then obviously that would be episode 10, them getting back to Remnant, etc. Yeah. I don't know who made the compilation, but I just thought like, oh shit. So are we gonna have that oh shit moment today is the main question. Okay.
A door opened for Alex at the tree.
Oh shh.
Before she went back home, the girl had a great many questions to ponder.
Oh, we're going into
After
the girl who
all
fell
the
through the
lessons
world.
she'd learned, and the friends she'd made and lost. Who had she become?
No!
Would she still
No
be the same
way!
when she went back home? The leaves of the tree
Summer!
rustled, and on the wind, Alex heard one more question.
Holy shit!
What are you?
We just had Summer for the first time! Holy shit!
Alex, the Pleasers, now RWBY. What does this place want?
Shit. Yeah, John's gonna be racked with even further guilt. Oh.
I don't understand.
Shit.
What did I do wrong?
We can figure this out. There's got to be a way to get to the tree. Hello there.
Oh.
You appear upset.
Oh,
Would
it's...
you be so
Oh,
kind as to tell me how I can help?
one of the ascended paper
Perhaps
pleasers.
You are hungry?
Well, not so paper anymore.
No, that's okay.
If I can get you anything else, please don't hesitate to ask. That's what I'm here for.
Oh.
What are you?
We are the Genial Gems, and we have arrived here to clean up this beautiful land and create something wonderful and pleasing.
Okay, okay. Still, not as vulnerable as paper pleasers, I guess. But just yeet them. Holy sh...
This is them, isn't it? They're back. It's just like they said. They came back from the tree better.
Yeah, more...
No flood or fire will ever hurt them again.
More vulnerable, well, more strengthened.
So hard to save them. I stopped them from becoming what they needed to be. I was being selfish because
You didn't want to fail.
I wanted the rush of rescuing someone. And I got that here.
I think
Aww.
you're asking too much of yourself.
He's beating himself
We've been
up
telling
so
ourselves
bad.
that failing means we're no good. But I can guarantee even the best huntsmen in history, they've all lost. But they were still
No one's
incredibly brave
perfect.
and good.
Oh, wise. Oh. Oh, I love it so. Oh, this is needed, but this feels so
Maybe that cat was right.
empty in a sense with Ruby. Not that. Oh.
Maybe I just needed to accept it. It's not a place you go.
Holy sh.
What?
Oh. We made it to the tree.
It's a place you know.
It's not a place you go. The tree comes to you. Holy shit.
Ruby?
Oh. Oh, oh. Is it like a... I don't know if it's like a cocoon. And then she'll re-emerge or something like
We
that.
have to get her out!
Yeah.
I think I get it. This
The
is how we
butterflies.
got here, or why the tree brought us here. Acceptance.
We've done everything we can. Now it's up to Ruby.
Yeah.
Whatever happens next, we have to
She's
welcome
gotta
that.
Yeah.
But what if she isn't Ruby anymore when she comes back out?
Oh no, don't tell me this is the... Oh wait, no, that's the not the Jabberwocker, well, no longer the
Maybe
herbalist. Beautiful
that's
herbalist.
not for us to decide.
It's all up to Ruby. Oh, yeah. I love that, like how the herbalist transformed into a caterpillar to, yeah. Oh, Ruby. Oh, is this the, forger? Yeah! Shit, it's coming full circle from episode 5. I think it was.
I didn't expect you here just yet.
Just yet.
Wasn't expecting to be here.
That's a rabbit, is it? Is it?
Are you the tree?
You could say that. But that is a simplistic understanding of the tree and what it does.
And it reached out to... Okay.
What's going to happen to me? Am I gonna die?
The only thing that can happen to you here is what you want to happen. The choice of what you become and where you end up is yours to make.
Next step forward.
You don't know what you want, do you?
Sheesh. Oh.
What's that?
That's trouble. That's the asshole, isn't it? Oh? The door. As way home. Yes! And there's trouble. I would say cat got your tongue.
Good! You made it!
I guess your little plan to get out of here isn't working?
You've always been the worst of the bunch.
So Neo can't go through the door.
No. She has no attachments to your world. Nothing to return to.
Shit, so Neo's gonna have to be left behind.
Just like Alex did.
Like Alex?
Alex couldn't get through. So Lewis made it through.
Cowardly, wretched girl whose story you've been foolishly following all along. The same girl that I followed too.
Yeah, oh.
She promised me she would bring me back to Remnant with her, when in truth, she had no intention of taking me. No, after talking to the tree, she had a sudden crisis of conscience.
She was warned. She was warned.
In the ever after, including poor Jean. And so Lewis went.
And Lewis wrote the story.
Moment, Alex didn't.
Lewis wrote the story.
What anyone would do with a broken, useless thing.
Oh, shit. Poor Alex.
You didn't, you monster!
You fucking bastard.
She's still here.
No, you are not.
Yes!
No, no.
My work. It's not lost!
Oh, Neo's...
Deep down, she wants nothing more than to return to Remnant and play hero. I just need to cut her out, and she will take me there.
Cat's
No.
absolutely
Whatever
menacing.
happens to Ruby is up to her. Not you or anyone else.
Then I'll
Yeah.
put you in the ground.
Shh, I don't... Robbie Damon. Jesus Christ.
The souls that are moving on to whatever they become next.
Holy
Do they
shit.
choose what their next life will be like?
Such concern for souls you don't know. Or is it for yourself?
Curious. Curiouser and curiouser. Come on, guys.
Wait, we're letting you get to Ruby!
But don't you see? What comes out of that tree might not even be your sister.
Oh my,
any
that's
longer.
fucking morbid.
I wanted to be the hero, like the stories that my mom read to me. I just wanted to do the right thing, but every step of the way, it's like there is no right thing. I tried so hard, and I may have just
She's
done more harm
breaking.
than good. I don't understand
Oh, Ruby,
who
let
I
it
need
out.
to be, because who I am right now, she's not cutting it.
What if you could be anyone?
The weapon forged, like the axe, like the...
This
yeah.
whole time, I thought Alex made it back home and lied about everything that happened here. But you were the one who killed. Who lied!
You were never a brave knight either. Just more fairy tale nonsense.
Come on, Sean. I'm worried for Jean. I am really oh, don't. Oh my god, you dickhead! Shit, Jean. No! Shit! Jean! She's gonna go for the axe, isn't she?
Who did this belong to?
It's not about who did, but who could.
Yeah, this is your future.
The woman who might hold it?
This is your future steps.
She could be you. You could put any one of them on and leave Ruby Rose behind.
Oh, but is she gonna? She's gonna find her mother's weapon.
All so heavy. It's the only thing I can feel anymore.
Oh.
And it never, ever goes away. The feeling of not being
Worthy.
enough.
And how would you measure enough?
She's gonna go for her mother's weapon.
Before she went back home, the girl had a great many questions to ponder.
Oh.
What are you?
Oh, new weapon. What are you? Let's go. Okay, and then... But Jean, I mean... He's got a... Oh, I'm worried for Jean. I mean, he just got knocked off the... Yeah. But yeah, next week cannot come soon enough. But at the same time, I don't want it to end. I mean, this volume has just been nice, so... My only complaint about the episode... That needed to be a longer episode to digest everything. Plus, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like given the emotions of the end of the last episode, I feel like there was a bit of a jump, tonally, I guess. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on the matter, but yeah, I need that next episode. I don't at the same time, but... We need to see what Ruby's gonna... I mean, like I said, she's going to adopt the weapon, probably. I don't know. I'd say it's more likely because we have speculated that she's going to take that weapon. That, or it's going to be a gateway to having that conversation with her mother. That, again, we've speculated about that. But Ruby needs that bout of worth, that self-worth. She needs that bout of heroism embedded in her. And I feel like there is no better person than her mother to kind of give her that. And it's poetic in a sense because obviously Summer gave birth to Ruby. So she might be responsible for giving birth to her again. Someone who... is enough, someone like they're not obviously going to make her into Summer or whatever. She might carry certain traits of her mother because obviously we saw her give that emblem up the other episode, and that was the final I think memory of her mother. So in a sense that's going to ascend into maybe her weapon. In some semblance. I know it's a weird comparison, but I definitely do feel like she's taking that weapon to. She's not going to change who she is in terms of like she's going to turn into Summer or whatever. That's going to be a bit of a kerfuffle, isn't it? As well, but no, she might inherit certain traits that really pushed her mother forward. If that makes sense. Maybe a new costume design, because we did see that costume design of Summer in the end credits, so fingers crossed, maybe. It's been some time since we had a new costume. But yeah, I don't think I mean, she's going to come out in a more hopeful direction. That's my feeling in terms of what's going to happen to Ruby. And then, obviously, they're going to make their way back to Remnant. Poor I think Neo's fate has been solidified there. Curious Cat can't make it back. Neo has failed them. And, yeah. So, obviously, the Curious Cat has their intents on Ruby now that there is a bit of hope for them. But is it bad that, you know, obviously we got the bit of a fight going on in terms of the Curious Cat versus Team RWBY and Jean. So, but is it bad that I want the Curious Cat to just try it, and then it's no contest. The Curious Cat, like, RWBY absolutely annihilates them. So, or even still, and okay, here's the thing. There's a theory going on inside my head, and that regards Little. Obviously, we didn't see Little, but we saw Little fall through the thing. It's something you really need to enhance on, of course. So I only caught it by a screenshot. I'm like, oh shit, this might change a few things. But maybe Little might have a part. I don't know. I feel like that might take away from Ruby in a sense in regards to her return. But I kind of want to see Ruby. Like, the Curious Cat has their intents on taking Ruby. They were so overjoyed in regards to, oh, there's a chance for me. But I just want to see Ruby just absolutely come out and absolutely, not even a second, like the Curious Cat is basically a jobber, as they call as they call it in, like, what, the wrestling terms, to Ruby. Squash match whatsoever. So yeah, but we'll just have to wait and see. Same with Jean as well. Look, I'm all for long burn ships, but Weiss was taking it a bit too far, if you get my drift with the bit of the, yeah, a bit of friendly fire, you could say. So I'll stop now. But I mean, I don't think Jean's dead, because I did worry that this would be, like, given the intro and how it kind of replicates, especially in order, like, what might come in this episode. So I guess you could say it kind of, like, the intro still kind of worked in terms of Jean, like, with the flames and all of that, just not in the way you'd expect it, because he got blasted and all of that, so, yeah. But, yeah, Jean, I don't think he's dead. But what if he gets knocked off the tree and all of that? And he will de-age. I don't know. I feel like that's a perfect opportunity to kind of do a little bit of a swap, see if that makes sense. So, yeah, it's kind of like if you pull someone back from the curtain and then someone else comes. Yeah, there you go. That's basic. That might be happening for Jean, but we'll see. Because I don't think Jean's going to die. I feel like I have a bit more confidence. Although I feel like with the whole Pyrrha and Penny bit, which was absolutely rude from the cat, but then again the cat is an absolute asshole. And they even furthered that in this episode, which we'll talk about in a moment. But yeah, to be fair, I was thinking that would be the opportunity in terms of, you know, the Pyrrha Penny double on Jean, but I feel like he's gonna come back. So yeah. But it was really, really great to see the Genial Gems, I think they were called. Genial Gems. Good on them, though. They are no longer vulnerable to anything now. Just if you throw them hard enough, then that will be a problem. But they can't. They can live next to fire. They can live with water now. They are more hardened. So good on them. Although there was a really, really great moment in regards to Jean realizing, I guess, the kind of consequences to what he was doing, because he was beating himself up, saying he was selfish, which, like I said, in regards, because I feel like there were a few comments in regards to Jean's approach to the paper pleasers, that and that he was being a bit selfish and all of that. But after all that Jean's been through, and he even affirms it here that he wanted to, I mean, I feel like Rush is the, I don't know, I don't want to say bad choice of words in regards to being a hero, but he didn't want to be a failure for once. And even Weiss and like everyone was comforting him because of the fact that he was beating himself up for being a failure, and that's what's going on in John's mind. He feels all of this time he has never contributed positively, and yeah, he just wants to do right. He just wants to make sure that. He just wants to make sure that he can save someone, and that's what he tried to do with the paper pleasers. And of course, there is that insult to injury, naming everyone after those he knows. But he feels like that's his biggest guilt whatsoever, letting down those who he knows, who he loves for, and yeah, so yeah, but like I said, I really, really loved that moment where they all... I mean, it did hurt a bit with the fact that RWBY wasn't there. But obviously, it was really, really great to have them comfort. So yeah. But I don't think he's dead. So, yeah. Especially with the fact that there is that kind of that's gonna add to Weiss, unless that's the plan for Volume 10. We go through some heavy Weiss character, because that's gonna weigh on Weiss's mind if Jean is dead because of that friendly fire. So yeah, but yeah. I'm just really wanting next week to come around. But yeah, I was just so happy seeing Summer seeing Summer again, hearing her for the first time. You didn't, because of the fact that we've never heard her before. We were just thinking, okay, is this some random narration? Because you could tell what it was all about. But as soon as you saw, yeah. So, but I feel like next week is definitely gonna hit, and I feel like more, because I feel like we have. I mean, this is, like I said, the full circle of things in a sense, because after seeing Summer. Especially with the Volume 6 ending. And not just that, though, but now hearing her, we've got the full thing, but I feel like it's going to be very, very powerful if we have RWBY interact with her mother. And that gives her a huge push forwards. So, plus, you've got that whole woodsman thing as well. So, cutting her from the tree, maybe. I don't know. But like I said, I feel like, I mean, you could go with that, or you could, you could even go with that mother, like, that whole rebirth kind of thing, in a sense. I mean, that's what essentially the cocoon is there for, really, because we saw with the herbalist, how there was that, of course, stereotypical caterpillar to butterfly technique. So the herbalist reborn, good for the herb, good for Herb. But that's it though. Like we saw, and I even said it's like she's in a cocoon, and so it is very, very appropriate that like if we have that talk, if Summer does convince her that she gives birth to her again in a sense. So yeah. But yeah, it was a really great episode. Obviously, last week's episode really set a high bar in regards to just how intense it was all throughout. But I feel like this really sets things up well in terms of the finale, because we can speculate. Obviously, I'm just really curious about how we're going to end things for Volume 9. Are we going to be on that cliffhanger? How much shit has Remnant been through? So yeah, but I feel like with next week we are going to see Ruby talk to her mother. So I don't know if it's going to come to a point of if you take this, you essentially become your mother. And you have Summer basically inspire her to continue being Ruby Rose, because that's been the whole thing. Like she's been questioning about if she wants to be Ruby Rose and all of that. And obviously there was that metaphor she could become Summer. But I feel like there is going to be that push forward. There's going to be that inspirational push. There has to be that confrontation between Summer and Ruby. Surely. If not, colour me surprised. I mean, I will be giddy probably at the prospect of seeing Summer and Ruby interact, because it will just be fucking emotional. But she has, I mean, it's a perfect recipe, isn't it, for her to push forward, to continue Ruby's story with so much courage and all of that. And it's still going to be very poignant in regards to Ruby coming out the same anyways. That's why I'm saying she's not going to become Summer or whatever. They're not going to do that. But in a sense, she will, because Ruby, we last saw her completely without hope. She was done. She was tired. Ruby's going to be reborn at some point during the next episode with so much passion, courage. She's going to kick ass, take names, basically. Maybe not that extreme, but you get the idea. Yeah, because obviously her mother is a very inspirational character as well. But the answer is not being Summer Rose, it's being Ruby Rose. And that's what Ruby, and we've got that conversation to come with Summer and Ruby. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know if, see, I want it to be her weapon, but at the same time you can't get rid of Crescent Rose. So yeah. But we'll just have to wait and see what does happen. See, I'm just going back and forth because, like, at the same time, like, you could see that being incorporated. Like I said, there's been a lot of talks in regards to, okay, maybe she's going to take that to Remnant. That's going to be her new weapon. But obviously, we're still a few episodes behind in regards to, I guess, this moment. And now there is this idea that, well, she could take Summer. She could take the axe, but that's how she becomes Summer. Yeah. she's definitely going to come out the same person. Well, barring a few more positivity boosts. So yeah, she's going to come out Ruby Rose with more hope. So yeah. But I never even got to talk about the fact that obviously it was confirmed. Lois went back, wrote The Girl Who Fell Through the World. And then, yeah, poor Alex. Poor Alex. So, yeah. I don't know if there's the indication that Alex is kind of still around in a sense. Because I have been keeping an eye on the Alex Little theories. And there was that thing that the forger person was making. And I was thinking, is it a rabbit? But it kind of looks like a mouse as well at the same time. Not just that, though. But what's the opposite of little? So, is the forger repurposing little? Not so little anymore. So, but I am wondering if, yeah. I am wondering if Alex is, I don't know. I feel like there is still some stuff to divulge there, but we got the gist about the fact that Alex stayed behind. Kat done her in. Lewis went on to wrote The Girl Who Fell Through the World, which obviously plays on, of course, yeah, so I'm just wanting next week to come. I just want next week to come. So, yeah. I am getting more and more convinced, though, that Summer's weapon's not making it back to Remnant. She will consider it, but that's it. It will go as far as that because there will be a talk. Like, just after this episode, you just start to think about it more and more and more, and it digests really, really well that we're going to have that talk. She is thinking, what if I could be the best parts of you and all of that? And Summer will discourage that because Ruby has already shown that she is an incredible person. And Ruby Rose has these incredible traits and all of that, and she needs to continue the fight. Ruby Rose needs to continue the fight. Summer's story is done. Ruby's isn't, and yeah, there's going to be that emotional talk. I am, like, I'm not even putting it as 99.999% at this point. I am putting it as 100%. Ruby and Summer, they're having a talk, and she's going to be very instrumental. Like I said, it's the whole birthing situation, woodcutter comparisons, whatever you want to chalk it down to. Summer's going to be very instrumental. I mean, she was already instrumental in terms of captivating Ruby's attention at the end, or be it her weapon, but obviously that is a setup for things to come, where we're going to have Summer and Rose interact, and it's going to be glorious. So it's going to be emotional as well. So yeah, but yeah, fantastic episode of RWBY. Like I said, last episode set a high bar, but this is kind of like the midway point, isn't it? It's the pit stop, because last episode was intense. This episode, not as intense, but there was still some intense moments, especially from the Curious Cat. There's moments where I just want to slip and call them the Cheshire Cat, obviously, but no, that's a different world. But yeah, especially the Curious Cat, because Robbie Damon, especially with the whole sinister vibes, especially when the cat realized Ruby was still an option for them. Fucking chills. But yeah, like I said, this episode still had its intense moments, but it is a bridge between the last episode and the next episode, because it's going to get intense, especially when it comes to Ruby and Summer's talk. I'm just going to say this, and then next episode, we're not going to get Ruby and Summer talking, and I'm going to look like a complete idiot, but I can just see it, especially with that ending, especially with the contemplation. Yeah, it would be nice, kinda, to see Ruby, like, still Ruby, 100% Ruby and all that, wield Summer's weapon, but at the same time, I think Crescent Rose is here to stay. So, especially with the fact that obviously Jean recovered it, and it wasn't some kind of illusion or whatever, it was the real deal, so, plus, I guess that would also play a part to leaving Ruby behind. Crescent Rose, part of Ruby. So, yeah. The more you think about it, the more that Summer's weapon, as glorious as it would be to see it in combat, maybe we will one day. Spin-off? But, yeah, maybe we will one day. But we're going to have that talk. And Summer's going to convince Ruby to carry the story on. So, yeah, I will see you guys next time then. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. These Ruby talks are always very, very long, but this show just gives you so much to digest, and yet the episode's very short. So, yeah, but I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check out my videos on the right. If you want to check out more of my content, you can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!